What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Why Not Us podcast. I'm your host, Rahmere.
I'm your host, Sen.
We're back with another episode of the Why Not Us podcast. We say this every time. We're just super happy that you guys are here, taking time out your day to even come listen to us and come, hear us out. You know what I'm saying? And super glad. At the end of the day.
Absolutely. And it just means a lot to us that you guys keep coming back and you guys want more topics. So definitely, keep tuning in, keep, subscribing if you're new. If you like what you see, subscribe, turn their post notifications on so you can get notified every time a new podcast drops. And let's get into it.
So we start off our episodes with the highs and lows of the week. So Sam, what was your highs and lows?
So my high for this week is that I'm currently in the process of curating some intentional content. And what I mean by that is I feel, sometimes when we create content, sometimes it can be on trend, it can kind of be random things, but it is really important for me to create intentional things and kind of breaking the things down of what I'm, kind of working on or going through or trying to get that out to the world. So that's really been a high of mine, trying to get that skeleton out there as far as like breaking down the different parts and working on it. And so that's what I'm doing right now. Kind of some poetry, kind of some like video things. So I'm really excited about that, and that's really cool. But
okay.
Yeah. And then my low would be I feel like it's on the basis of that. It's kind of something I feel like we talked about. It kind of has to do with like brain rot, but more so of like the depths of things. Sometimes I feel just as a person, I don't even think as a creator or visionary person, but sometimes I just look at a lot of the pieces in the world and think that a lot of the things that we see here, read, are losing its depth in a lot of things. So sometimes it's a low for me because I am like, okay, how in this world, in this space, can we continue to challenge the world in that effort? So just looking at little bits and pieces of the world and seeing like the non-existent sometimes depths it has. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out that. I don't know if that makes sense, but
okay. No, that's cool. First of all, speaking of your high, I'm super excited to see like what comes out, what comes in fruition. You know what I'm saying? And like what the final product will be. I don't know nothing about it, so I'm like really like, all right, let's see what's about to pop up or everything like that.
Yeah.
But then also I agree with your low, the sentiment. I think it's more common than you think, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think my high and lows this week is definitely like more superficial.
Yeah.
My high is I took like a 14-day, kind of like 2-week break from the gym, right? Cool, right? Not cool. I did it because we was doing a marathon on Twitch. We were chanting together. Then the week after, I had a bunch of meetings to attend to at work, and it was going to be a really busy schedule. Right. But I know once you like 1 week go by, it's easier to slip into 2 weeks or whatever like that. So I literally just got back into the gym. So that's my high, just like pushing myself, go back, starting early, everything like that. My low, my arms hurt. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it's really. It's like you take a break and you get beat up. You get beat up going back, and it's like, so you just gotta get back in that routine and whatever like that.
That's good. It's a good routine again.
If y'all don't see me raise my hands, you know why.
Why would you be raising your hand?
If you see me, I don't know. If you see me like,
it's okay.
I'm achy.
It's alright.
Yeah.
Get you some ice after. It's okay.
Some ice Sprite. I don't know, man. I need icy hot. Alright, so let's get into the icon of the eye. The icon of the eye is really, really shout out different creatives, you know what I'm saying, that we noticed that are doing their thing, that are like, maybe inspiring us or maybe caught our attention or just maybe we just feel like they need to be shouted out. So,
absolutely. Do
you have any thoughts of the icon of the eye is?
Of course.
Okay.
This week, the icon of the eye for me is Joya Jackson. She is a dancer, and I just really love her. I've been following her for years. She's been dancing, for a long time, and I just think it's really cool when you have a dancer who not only studies their craft but really hones in. I remember following her back in like the pandemic and sometimes people taking their rest, and she was every day practicing choreography and dance, and she's a very well-known dancer. She's danced for people, such as Normani, and she's been in music videos. So I'm just really proud of her, and currently she's on the Cowboy Carter tour. So I definitely, when I watch footage, I definitely see her and how she stands out.
You kind of like look out for her.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's Joya. So it's really, really cool just to see someone that's just doing her thing. So shout out to you and all your authenticity, in all your work and all your dance, because I definitely see it. So, yeah.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
I feel like, damn, being a dancer is a lot. It's like, first of all, you're moving, right? Cool.
Yeah,
first of all, you're doing a lot of choreography. Then you also have to memorize it.
Yeah.
Stay on beat.
Yep.
And you also have to repeat it. It's not just one performance. Like, you just do one recital. Like, if you on tour, you dancing every night.
I'm glad you said that, because professional dancing is so different from commercial dancing. That's what they call it, tour and stuff. So I can understand, like, the different techniques. So it's difficult. Can't even imagine.
Definitely.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. All right, so for this episode, my icon of the eye, it's someone I gotten to know. Her name is Kyra Arthur. I want to shout out her because she is a content creator, like focused on wellness and especially just lifting up Black women. And recently she posted a YouTube video talking about purpose, and purpose is like where you are in the moment. Like purpose is not this big old giant thing that you have to like keep chasing, keep going. Like, it doesn't look the way we feel like it should look. It can look different in every moment that where you at. And I watched it, and it just really kind of impacted me. So I just think that it was super cool, and not a lot of people are like talking about like things like that. And it's things we need to hear, especially people who are hard on themselves.
Yeah.
Just like me, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you may be hard on yourself too. Like, it's definitely necessary, definitely, you know what I'm saying? It's something that people need to hear. So I just want to shout out you, definitely an inspiration, and just keep doing what you do.
I love that, because purpose, we always think it's like, we got to do everything, we got to be everywhere, we got to do it. So to hear that you say that that's impacted, and she spoke about that, I'm really happy.
Definitely.
So shout out to you.
All right, so we just about to dive into our main topic right now. In this episode, we really wanted to talk about moving on, right? Just, let's say you just do a project, you put all your heart, sweat, maybe blood, tears into a project. You spend maybe years on it. And it's kind of like, it's fully pressed, fully put together. You get the reaction you want, you get the applause from it.
Yeah.
We kind of talking about the next, right?
Yeah.
A few years go by. Like, I think it's okay to like kind of bask, quote unquote, in what you did.
Absolutely.
But also, I think that's stifling.
Yep.
I definitely think it's stifling. I definitely think it's like, all right, bro. Like, what else? Like, it's like artists who have like a one-hit wonder or something like that. I think it kind of gets to a point where you have to move on from your work you did. I think it stops you from growing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I agree. I think that you can marvel in your glory and your achievements, your accomplishments, but you definitely don't want to stay in it. I know for a lot of people, they look at their accomplishments as something that they worked super hard for, and it's like, this took 2 years, this took 3 years, and now we're here. But the thing, hopefully we get to dive into more, is how we get past that, right? Because you should always be your biggest champion. You should always be your biggest challenge. And how that happens is, what do? You look at your past works. You go, oh, that happened in 2021, in 2023. How in 2025 can I do better? Can I do more? So I tend to look at it like, marvel in that, but don't stay in it. Look to how you can get to a greater point, or to a better point. So
I get it though.
I do get it,
because it's natural, and you did it though. Whatever you created, you spent a lot of time on it. You did it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that watch. Very few people do, and even fewer people do again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but like, you did it though. I think rightfully so, you deserve a pat on the back. I think there is a such thing as moving on too quickly on some things too.
Of course.
Because people are, there's a balance. But people sometimes are going on to the next thing before the full thing is already out and birthed and here, and you didn't even digest it.
Yeah.
And you know, didn't even make other content about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's say if, I hate to use this example, but this is a really good example, and this example will come out a lot. So, back in the good old years of 2019, you know, we made a short film. You know what I'm saying? And I made Contention. It was my very first short film that I wrote and directed, and I had a good team behind me of everyone, and somehow, some way it got done. It was bad moments. It was a lot of pivoting, and there was times I wanted to quit and stop, but I persevered. We all persevered. We went through, got it all filmed, and went to the edit. Lost half the footage in the edit. Somehow, I don't even remember how the footage came back.
Yeah.
Got it out. You know what I'm saying? It premiered in front of the entire school. First thing of its kind. Last thing of its kind, too.
Yeah.
First thing of its kind. And, you know, it was a great event and great night.
Yes.
It would have been crazy if I would have just been like,
that's it.
A month later, I'm like, all right, my next joint.
Yeah.
Like, I think what I did instead of that was do a documentary. I think I did like a reverse documentary. I didn't plan to do a documentary when I was filming it.
Absolutely.
But afterwards, I had some extra footage and I just pieced some things together. But I did a documentary about it. Just like maybe a month or two later about what happened.
Yep.
Cool. So I think that you have to, like, you know, let it be there, let it breathe. Like, don't pressure yourself to, you know what I'm saying, jump on the next thing too soon. But eventually, you're going to have to jump on the next thing.
Right.
Because if I was still talking about Contention, I said 2019, it's 2025. If I'm still talking about that 6 years later, issue. Big issue.
Yeah.
Big issue.
Yeah. I agree. It's healthy to soak in something and to see how great you've done, how, you know, what you've accomplished, the hurdles you've hopped over. And it's something to have you sit with. And yes, you can document, you can write about it. You can even just do simple things like tell your family and friends, or share it on your socials, or share it just within yourself. And that is completely healthy. But you shouldn't let so much time pass by and still kind of being like, remember that time when...
It's like art.
And I think you can really, really challenge yourself in the way that you can shock yourself, because you don't have to be a one band man or a one hit wonder. You can make more. And that's the thing. I think, and that thing we think when we make great, marvelous work, we think that's all we have to offer. That's all we have to send off. And that's not true, because you got there. So you can get so many more spaces and layers.
You get better, further.
Yeah. So I think sometimes it's just a thing of people feeling like, well, this is the best I've got.
Yeah. Then that comes back to, I feel like we're going to loop in all the other episodes we did. Come back to that imposter syndrome that you're feeling.
Right.
That, it was a fluke. I did it one time and that was it. I felt that way. Definitely. Definitely. I feel like if you looked at New Chronicles' Gap resume, like, I feel like I'm going to give you a little history lesson. But if you look at New Chronicles' resume, Contention dropped in 2019. C'est La Vie dropped in 2022. And C'est La Vie is not even a film. Narrative collection of poems. Visual poems. The next film after that dropped in 2023, I Want You. I didn't write that. The next film after that, Recipe for Revenge, 48 Hour, really didn't write that. The next film after that, Dreamer, I didn't write that. So I felt that a lot. Like, I'm like, yo, I can't get back to that. I did it, and maybe like a cool little 2 years, I still was like, yeah, you know, contention. But I think after a while, I was like, all right, what's next? And I feel like that's a good time period. But like, I just to reiterate what you said, I have felt like, you know, you can't reach that height again. But I'm really feeling like, yo, if you did it before, you could definitely do it again. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you're only better now.
Yeah.
You're only better. You see the work that you've done before. You've seen everything that happened before. It's like, all right, now the time is now. Like, get to it.
And speaking about purpose earlier, I find a lot of times we focus on one thing that we're really good at, or that we bumped our heads and we go, oh, I'm good at this, and that becomes our purpose. That becomes the pinnacle of everything we need to do, and we bum ourselves out if we like you just went over a duration of a period of time, right? You went from 2019 to now maybe current time. But in those moments, you are capable of so much more things. You're capable of so much more things. You've seen what other great things that you can do, whether it's in the editing space, whether it's in the words, whether it's in the little nuances of moments. So just because your good deed or your good accomplishments may have been in this one thing, you're a full-fledged human. We have so many abilities, so many creations, and tap into that and see where that gets you. It may not get you to this great pinnacle, but you may have reached so many different milestones, the big, the small, the medium, the in-betweens. And that is what I think sometimes as a community, as a creative industry, we pigeonhole ourselves because we make ourselves this believe we're only good at one thing.
Yeah.
And we're not.
No. So, definitely multifaceted.
Yeah.
You really don't know unless you push yourself out that comfort zone.
Yeah.
And try new things.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just, a lot of people just rest on what they did.
Rest, yeah.
And just let it just rock and let it just be what it be. And you're really really stifling yourself.
Yeah.
And really holding yourself back.
Yeah. Because in a way, it also, to caveat it, also to look at it, because it feels good when you go back and you're like, oh my gosh, remember that time? And I did that, and you feel so invigorated. And also it was a time where other people recognize your accomplishments too, right? Your family and friends are like, oh, you did so good in that. So sometimes that can kind of keep you down to where now you not only have your own expectations, now you have other people's expectations. And you're like, oh my gosh, are they going to think that I did good in this? Or what if they always kind of keep me here? People always try to keep you where they
are used to you at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is a big thing as well. Don't keep yourself there. People can keep you wherever they want, but you as a person, you as a talent, you as a creative, you have to keep raising the bar on yourself. And I think that's also why people just always marvel. They're like, oh, because when I was here, I did so much. And now I'm here. So I think you can definitely play around. There's nothing that you can't do. It's nothing that you can't do. We can't get ourselves stuck in this like warp and play it all over again. It's like an episode. It's like a repeated marathon. Like, okay, I'm gonna watch this again. Oh yay, look what I did. And it's like this. You start to feel like you give yourself a pity party. And how long does that go on for? What is the healthy space of applauding yourself and then kind of giving yourself a pity party of like, this is the only thing great I've done?
I feel like it changes from person to person. I don't think it's like a real solid time period, right? But also, because it's that thin line, like that line, you don't want to cut off what you put out, right? And be ready for the next thing. I think that was a quote before. I think we talked about it before. It was like Tyler, the Creator. It's like people make great stuff and they post it on their story one time and just move on, right? There's a lot of people who don't see your Instagram stories. A lot of people who don't watch Instagram stories. A lot of people not on Instagram. Like that you could impact. That could really get something from what you put out. That art that you made or anything like that is a lot of people. And you just posted it once, like, all right, I promoted it. It's like, all right, man, like, we haven't even seen its full life cycle. So you have to see that through, right? You got to see that through at least. Like, you got to see the life cycle, keep posting people till people get tired of it. But, like I said, it also does get to a point where it's like, all right, buddy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is it. This is all you did. You don't put out one album. You've been an artist for 10 years. It's kind of like...
And then sometimes I also kind of think about it in this way. I think a lot of it is a mindset. So you're realizing that this is the greatest thing I've ever done, and you don't want to go past the greatest thing you've ever done. But the thing is, you don't have to cut that thing off. It can come with you. It's in you. It's lived with you. And I think that's how we give it new life, how we breathe it a new air. We think of it as, instead of keeping it like on our bookshelf and being like, oh, remember that time? Take it off the shelf. Bring it with you. It's an influence. It's a part of you. Your past works are a lot of what influences your next moves, your next challenges, your next vision. And it doesn't have to stay on a bookshelf. Take it with you and know that you can mix it together. You can collaborate it together. And it breathes a new life. Instead of being like, remember I did that? It's this and this. It's the old and the new. And why not mix those influences, those creations? Because great stuff can come out of it.
It could.
You know? It's just that simple. If, I don't know.
How do you feel on the consumer side when your artist is doing something, you're used to them doing something, putting them in that box, and then they moved on to something else? I just feel like that's another point that we can bring up.
That's a great question. I think that naturally new things kind of scare us. New things like freak us out. But I definitely am here for new sound, new vision, new ways. How I personally feel, I kind of take it. Sometimes I may not like it the first time, but again, you have to live with things. Just like you said on the producer side or whoever produces the art, they have to live with said thing. As a consumer, we have to live with said thing. So if I'm listening to a new album or I'm watching a new movie, I might not like it, but that's because I'm watching it the first time. That's just me. Or a lot of people typically. You watch it to see if you like it or not. The second time, I'm like, okay, well, let me just really get into like the knit and the grit of this. So you have to live with the art that you like, whether you like it or not. Maybe you really don't like it, but you got to let it sit with you just for a little bit. So I'm all for change. I just think that it kind of, I want to see your past influences. I want to see your past workings, and I think you can see sometimes in different artists.
Yeah, somebody who like you can definitely, in all forms of art, you can definitely see the author in it.
Yeah.
Like 1000%. Like, you ever seen? There's different writers, people who write for a lot of your favorite musicians.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can kind of tell. You're like,
Their
that
style.
sound like such and such. It sound like them. That sound like them. Doesn't matter who's performing. You can tell the writer. Or like in movies, you can tell like, all right, Tyler Perry got a certain way of writing.
Yeah,
you can tell this came from him.
Yeah.
Or like Thomas has a certain way of writing. You can tell it came from him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about you? How do you feel about if you're an artist wants to grow in a way?
I think I think all it just comes from fear and comfortability. That's
Absolutely.
the biggest ones that really stops people from wanting to embrace something new, right? On the artist side and the consumer side. Artist side, like you said, is that fear of never reaching what you did before, that fear of failure, don't I know it? That fear of just like feeling like expectations or you can't live up to what you did. You probably you feel like you set something, a precedence, and you can't ever get that ever again. It definitely comes from fear. On the consumer side, I think it just comes from just like, not necessarily fear per se, but it's really just like not willing to change. If you are a artist, master artist, you got crazy brush strokes, crazy different pinks, acrylics. So like, what the heck?
Right.
Send with send with the brush. You doing your thing. 2 months later, you drop a gangster rap album. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm confused.
I didn't expect this. But then, as a consumer of an artist, I should
totally
expect them to just kind of like, hey, try new things. Maybe they move on. Maybe you didn't even like painting.
Yeah.
It was my expectation that you could continue to do that. Yeah. Maybe in your heart of hearts you want to be a gangster rapper. You might be.
And that's what I mean earlier, just by not only family and friends, but other people who listen or watch or whatever your art, consume your art, they start to pigeonhole your art because they're like, what are you doing? Like what you just said. But we're full people. We're versatile people. There's nothing that we can do unless we tell ourselves we can't. So, I feel like we shouldn't let other people decide, downplay our art and like, oh, you did this. Yeah, but I also do this. And wait a minute, also produce. You want to see my film? Or also, I'm also a writer on the side. Like, and I think sometimes people feel that way. They're like, well, you wear so many hats. Actually, I do. I'm just multi-talented. And some people can't recognize having multiple talents.
Okay.
Or they only see themselves having one talent, they start to project. We have people who project their fears or their anxieties or their worries. And it's like, no, but I can do this and this, all the things.
Speaking on that, this is going to sound a little hypocritical, but I want to know your opinion about this.
Shoot.
There's a nice quote that says, well, it's not really a quote, but it's like a phrase that says, jack of all trades, master of none. How do you feel about that? Like, and to elaborate, it's kind of just like you said, someone who is multifaceted.
Right.
Do you still believe in niche? Do you still believe that you should be doing one thing? Because I feel like if you continue to pop in
Of
this,
course.
that you will never master any of them.
Now, when I say my past thing that I said, I believe in people working. Like, you have to work at it. And you have to become a student in what you're doing. So when I say what I say, people spend, a decade, 5 years, maybe 14 years in their craft. And you don't just get to, societal-wise, you just get to move on. But talent-wise, you don't just get to move on to other things. You have to get good in said thing to be a master. It's a great quote. I can't think of it right now, but you have to spin, listen, do, work over and over amount of times before you can get great at it, before you can get good at it, before you can call yourself a master at it. So I don't think that it's fair to be a jack of all trades, and just expect people to accept your mediocre, okay, just fine, just okay, new person, new start. So I definitely do think you need to study, become a student, become good at it, understand it's a work ethic, it's a craft. And when we think about craft, what do we think about? That's something to sit with. Are you looking at things of hobbies or of crafts? Because crafts, you take your time, like a Picasso. Like, you take your time to mirror, to study, to work, to keep climbing the ladder, keep getting to the pinnacle. So when you ask me that, that's my answer. You have to become a master, keep pushing, keep doing. That don't mean overwork yourself, but it just means learn it. Learn the craft.
Learn the craft, take time out, read books, get advice, get mentors.
Yeah.
Get feedback, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fall, get back up.
Keep going.
It's so okay, so it's like you can, as an artist, you can move on and do something else. You can
Sure.
I've been a painter for this long, now I want to move on and be an actor.
Yeah.
I want to move on and actually be a director. I want to move on and actually be a gangster rapper. I don't know, that's just a theme right now. I can move on and just do whatever, but it has to be purposeful and you have to take it serious, take yourself serious. Don't just be like, I'm been guilty of this too, where it's just like, oh, I think I can do it, let me just do it. And there's nothing wrong with that feeling, but just know that
it's going to take some work.
So it's going to take a moment to really get good at your craft. Like, we're not saying you can't just jump into different lanes, right? You may be multi-talented. You may be multifaceted. You may be interested in a lot of things.
Right.
And you may be good at a lot of things.
Right.
But just know, to be really proficient, when you move on, it has to be an intentional move on. And you have to really, hone in. And I think people really respect you. They will be less fearful of your change and pivot to something else. It will be less jarring.
Yeah.
If I've been studying piano for 12 months, but also making films, and I just pop out with a little piano album, people be like, oh, okay. Oh. They'll question it, why he doing that? He listen, oh, he good. Wow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think change is great. I think it's needed. I think you definitely, that's how you grow, and that's how your art grows. Heck, your industry, any industry that anybody's in, your industry changes. The ways that it goes, the highs and the lows, it changes. It embarks a new space. And that's when you, as a creator or person that is in this, you have to look at yourself and go, if I'm still marveling at something from 10 years ago, that means my industry has changed. That doesn't mean you change who you are, but you have to adapt, right? Be an adaptable person. That's a lot of creativity is about adapting, pivoting, and going from a new wave to a new wave to a new wave and merging it within yourself. So there's nothing wrong with your accomplishments and sitting in it. Definitely sit in it. Make, like we said before, make a doc, write something about it, write in your diary, talk about it. But know that there's new air. There's a new atmosphere waiting for you, wanting your new art. You can do it. You can challenge yourself. You can, dream a new dream. You can, be talented in something that you never knew. You just got to take the time to learn about it, study it, get good at it, get great at it. And, that's...
Do you feel like, and coming back in terms of moving on,
right?
we're talking about an artist who completed something.
Right.
What if they haven't? So let's say, and we're trying to figure out when is it time to move on from that project. Let's say hypothetically there was somebody who, they've been working really hard to get this book out. They've been trying to write this book. You know what I'm saying? They've been getting the papers in order, getting whatever they need to write the book. 10 years went by. Not published. You know what I'm saying? It's not out anywhere. When do you feel like, is there a moment in time, is there a time to where you should move on? It's kind of like, all right, like it didn't get out, but where's that line?
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
That's difficult to answer, and I think that is also a case by case person. Just I think it could come down to how much that it means to you. If it means so much to you that you think it needs to get out to the world in an urgent way. I feel a couple ways about it, but also I'm going to stay on this path real quick about urgency. There's a way. There's always a way to do to get it out. If we're talking about a book and you're waiting for publishing or you're waiting for things to be cleared, I just feel like, there's a bunch of like book apps, or websites, or you can put in a blog. You can put your book out in a way that you could say, hey, here's my official book. But because of things happening right now, I'm just going to give you guys a short chapters, or I'm just going to give you a synopsis, or I might put it in a video form. I might hire some social media team to help me advertise it or get something. Like there's always there's a new avenue that can be reached if it's of urgency, right? Another avenue that we can look at it is sometimes it's okay to wait on some things. It's okay to put it down. It's okay to take a pause. It's okay to live life, because it's very frustrating if you're trying to put something out or something's not working or something's not completed that you've been working on for years. It's called take a break. Kind of like let it cool. You gotta like let things like simmer for a bit. It's something that, for me, maybe it's something that God is telling me, like, hey, this is not the right move right now. Hey, this is not it right now. Like, hey, you need to focus on something internal for you. It's something bigger. Something is pulling at you even more. So whatever that looks like for you, it may be something that's telling you not yet. And I think it's many other directions, but I think that's the two main things of urgency, and then just wait, just be patient. So, it goes by case by case.
It's most definitely case by case. And it's like, you really truly believe in something, cause you like, I gotta move on. It's like, it's tough. It's really tough, especially when you feel like this is a vision that was just given to you. Like this, you feel like this is something that only you can produce. This idea.
I did not mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
I have something.
What's up?
You can do this. You could, if you feel like you don't have the means, if you feel like you've been dealing with something for 10, 5, 15 years, somebody you can trust or somebody you don't trust, somebody maybe a super creative person you don't know, say, hey, I have this really, really great idea. Like, I know you're a super creative person. Like, I don't know what to do with this anymore. Maybe there's something that you can do. Maybe there's something that you can work through this. Like, I think that also, I just thought about it. I did not mean to cut you off, but I just was sitting here thinking somebody else might need the reason why you feel urgent to put it out, because you know the world needs it, but maybe the world needs it through another avenue of someone else. You
got the vision, but they might have the drive, the means, the money. You don't know.
Right.
The talent. You don't
exactly.
know.
So that is also, cut you off, I'm sorry, but that's also another way we could look at it as well.
No, definitely true. Definitely true. I get it's tough to just move on from something you feel like really strongly about. But just be prepared that whatever you feel really strong about, that vision, be prepared for it to shift, change, move. You know what I'm saying? It may have new collaborators. It might have new people involved. It might have plenty of time. I think a good example though of moving on and not letting your circumstances keep you there, not letting your project keep you there, wanting to finish it, keep you there, is New Chronicle Productions. I know we talk about this a lot, but last year, 2024, we had a short film in the works. Like, we had it in the works. We had meetings about it. We had a film already written. It was supposed to come out in November 2024. And circumstances happened. It just didn't work out. It was a lot of different things going on. And trust me, we deal with a lot. We already deal with a lot of things already, and we continue to push through and just like, all right, well, what you know what I'm saying, pivot and like, all right, what else can we need? Or all right, let's just do it differently. Take this page out, add this page in. We already have done that time and time again. So when we came across these roadblocks, we were like, all right, well, we expected it, right?
Right.
But then I think it just came to a conversation we all four of us had to have. We was kind of like, yeah, this is not getting done this year. This is,
put on the pause.
It's okay. We just put it on. We're going to move on for right now. We're going to come back to you once we can. And let's just go, let's just do something else. Let's just, NCP takes. Let's just go and just like, all right, let's make something else. We continue to create. We continue to put forth our talent.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we won't come back to the thing we moved on from.
Right.
You can definitely keep things in your pocket. You can definitely just keep things like, you know what I'm saying, the tuck and be ready when it's ready to go once you're ready to go, for sure. But yeah, moving on is not easy.
Yep.
Trust me, on all fronts. So
Yeah.
we're talking about when the project's done, when the project's not done, and even as a consumer to see somebody move on, it is never easy. But you will never grow, proceed. You will never advance if you don't. You just can't stay stuck looking in the past. You can't. Living off your past, accomplishments, your past, the things that you created, and 15 years ago I was in a band. Okay.
Who have you helped?
Teach. I don't know, teach somebody, or
yeah.
You have that talent in you. You can't just let that sit there. God could have given it to anybody, but He gave that vision, that talent, that drive, that passion to you.
Yeah.
And there's clear evidence that is there and it's working because you created something or you was on your way to create something.
Yeah.
So it's not a fluke. It is not a fluke. But just living on past glories of things that you've been done.
Yeah.
That's not the way to go. And I'm mostly talking to myself. I'll be what's this? 2021, 2022. Rahmere definitely needed this conversation.
Yeah.
Definitely needed this conversation. That was the biggest thing.
It's rough.
It's rough.
It's rough because you when you see yourself create such beautiful masters of art or works, you're like, oh my goodness, I did this beautiful thing, and you just sit there and you live it and you look at it and you see people's faces are like happy, and you just stay stuck in this moment in time. And I like when people say like phrases like that, a moment in time, and that's so beautiful because that was that moment. Now you're in this moment and you're taking away the space of what this moment could be.
Yeah.
So when you do that to yourself, whether it be you, me, people out there, you're doing a disservice to your creations, yourself, the people who, look up to you or aspire to you or waiting for your content. You're taking that away from yourself because you're so stuck in that past time and not living in this time. So, yeah.
Yeah, you can't move forward until you move forward.
That's right.
Definitely. Definitely. I think we definitely hit the nail on the head when it comes to this topic. Like we said, you have to, it's not easy.
No.
We don't want to, but you have to move on. But don't move on too soon because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Let your art breathe, let it chill, give yourself some time, get feedback, get better.
Yep.
Don't just spam. And that's what people say. I seen a nice quote. This is from Rod.
Okay.
Twitch streamer creator, right? But he said people always preach consistency. They think consistency is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
right.
Monday. But do y'all also know that Tuesday, that's also consistency? Do y'all also know once a month is consistency?
It's a routine. It's a pattern.
Consistency is just discipline. It doesn't mean rapid. It doesn't mean every day.
Fast.
Consistency is a schedule and you're sticking to it and you're disciplined about it.
That's right.
Yeah, just looping back to letting your art breathe. It's okay. You don't have to just be like, yeah, I gotta be consistent. I gotta drop a song every blah, 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 blah. Let it breathe. Let it chill. You can still be consistent. Consistency is just being disciplined. That's all it is.
That's right. And I hope that, and the crazy thing about this topic and a lot of our topics is that it's still currently being lived in. It's not something that we've got through in total. So the beautiful thing about our podcast is we share our own experiences, as you know, you hear all the time, because it's something that we're consistently working through. As a human, it's not just evolved. We're not all evolved people. You're evolving. So it's currently things that you're continuing to put in your gym. So while we're talking to all the great people that's listening and watching, we're also kind of like continue to spread this light and love and advice to us as well as a company, as individuals. So I hope that you have received a lot from this topic, and let us know if you relate to this in any way. Put it in the comments below.
For sure.
We'd love to hear.
Move on to them comments.
Yeah.
For sure. So while we wrap up, we're going to give you guys our final five. The final five is just 5 words. It can be a phrase, a sentence. Just random words that we want to leave you with. It can relate to today's episode. It cannot relate. It doesn't matter. We just want to leave you with our final 5. I let you go first, and I let you go first on the highs and lows. I will go first on the final 5.
You said I like to take over.
You know what I'm saying? My final 5 is simple.
Okay.
Please make room for new. Please. You cannot receive something new if you're still holding on to the old.
That's right.
You have to physically, mentally, spiritually let go of the old. You have to. You can't. You won't be able to recognize the new if you're still clutching on to the old. It's you know what I'm saying? That's easier said than done.
Yeah.
For sure. But just know you can't. It's like a glass. You want some more water, but your glass is full. You gotta empty it out in order to get something new. You have to let go to get something new, a new project, new thought, new anything. You have to let go to get something new.
I love that. Very simple. And habit. It's all habit. Everything's habit. So, but you can learn new things and become new habits, healthy habits. My final 5 is it's not yours to keep. And I say that because all we talk about is, on this podcast is about creativity and your content and your art. But it really was never yours to begin with. I think, the idea is yours. Maybe the conception is yours. The action is yours. But it's not yours to keep. You got to let it go. And you have to learn just to let it flow and let it go and understand that it's a bigger purpose. And sometimes we get so caught up in what we want and what we think and how we feel. And it's really about the art. Art speaks. You just gotta listen to it, and it's gonna tell you I'm not yours to keep. I'm yours to in the moment, in the progress while you're working on it. But you gotta let it go. So always remember, whether you are trying to move on from something that you accomplished or something that you're trying to accomplish, it was never yours to begin with. You just have the great talents and the great wits and the great smart to do the thing, and now you gotta let go of the thing.
So we're getting to the end of our podcast, and really glad you guys took this time out to just listen to us talk about just our topics and our opinions and just things that we really feel strongly about. All that other good stuff. If you're new here, don't be afraid to like, share. You know what I'm saying? Share this episode to everybody: your mother, your sister, your cousin. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. We've been the Why Not Us podcast. We'll see you next